Alright, hello everybody, Zaxter99 back here with another First Impressions video review. This time we're playing yet another Vampire Survivors-like game that came out yesterday, as today is May 23rd. It's Necromantic. We can see it's getting a lot of purchases here, guys. Already 36 reviews, its first day. Unfortunately, the reviews are mixed, with 55% positive. But when we look at the game, it looks pretty good from the trailer. This is a Unity game. There is tons of mobs in this game, lots of different attacks and different things that you can pick up here. Comes in at a price tag of $7 US, $6.99 to be exact. Necromantic, brought to us by Blink Moon Games. It is their first title available on Steam. And we're going to go ahead and get into this game and show you my opinion of this game, and we'll do that right after this. Alright guys, welcome back. So when we launch the game, we're introduced here to the welcome screen. We have play, we have settings. I've adjusted my settings just a little bit. Left my graphics on high. You have low, medium, and high to choose from. The game does offer 4K support, so that's pretty cool on there. I'm leaving it mine at 1920 by 1080 because my computer, that's kind of the best it can do. Well, that's my monitor size as well. So you can do windowed or full screen mode. I like that. You can change the brightness to whatever appeals to you. Enable shadows, enable fog. You might want to turn some of this down if you have a lower end computer. And then you have lots of different volume settings, which I definitely like at that. So you can play this game with a controller. It probably runs a little bit better with a controller, to be honest. I don't know. Addie was playing co-op with me, and she played a controller. How was the controller in this game, Addie?
It was pretty smooth. I did notice that there was a couple of times that, like when selecting, it's a little sticky. It conflicts, but it's not anything. It's not gonna affect your gameplay.
Right.
But I was having a little bit of issues, like when you're selecting your when you get all of your selections, when you get your 3 selections, the stick, you kind of got to mess around with it. There was a couple of times I had to use the mouse to select.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. When we go into the credits here, guys, we see this game is made by a lot of people. 32 people, in fact. Not even including the special things. 32 people were involved in the development of this game. We have a gameplay programmer, but then we also have like Unity programmers as well. So there are a lot of different programmers. There's a lot of different artists who I guess maybe art. So I guess at least they didn't go to just the Unity store and buy a whole bunch of assets. They made and had artists do all the art, it looks like, in the game. So that's pretty impressive, but a lot of people involved in this game. When we go in, guys, we're just going to go ahead and do a single player run. So when you come in here, you cannot zoom in or out or anything like that. You have like these different characters here, and on the mouse and keyboard you hit E, and you can see you have different global upgrades. You collect these books, and you can upgrade to give you like different ability slots, stuff like that while you're playing, which could definitely be very helpful. Or additional weapon slots, things like that. They cost 2,500 of the scrolls, if you would, to do these different upgrades. So that's one of the upgrades you have. To the developers, I would definitely make this so if you're playing with a mouse and keyboard, all you have to do is make it so all you have to do is left click on a NPC to open it up rather than having to hit the E key, and then make it so you can just right click anywhere on this window to close it. That would be a much better way of doing it, I think, than having to hit E and escape on the keyboard. Some of these different characters, most of these characters don't talk to you, but you can come up to these different characters and hit E on them if you're going to talk to them. Over here we have, right here you have the ability to, you look at your assignments. Our next assignment is picking up 25 scrolls or picking up 50 scrolls for a hunter, etc. like that. And we see we've already completed one by dealing 2,500 damage in one run. Things like that. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what all these stones here are for. I don't know if you can do anything with those, but you kind of see here that some of these guys just sit here and talk. Here's your one you're going to be using first of all. You get these, like, I guess it's brain cells or whatever. You get these things by collecting scrolls and other items in the gameplay, and you can improve your combat studies. So basically, this will change every time. So for example, we could spend 400 doing getting plus 6% damage. So the difference is we have 5% damage here, so 600 is the cost of this, and it only increases our damage by 1%. So we may want to come over here and increase our movement speed for less money, for example, or go from plus 9% hit points to we get an additional 3% hit points for 650. And I think that's what we're going to do. And now we're at a B-, but I do like that the cost of each of these upgrades cost more and more every time. That's pretty standard with these type of games, I feel like. So, I don't know, we'll do some experience gain as well, get that up from a D. Nobody likes to have Ds on their report card, right? So we'll go ahead and do that. And then some of these people just talk if you come and talk to them or whatever. And they just say random shit. Give you a little bit of lore, I guess. So when you're ready to start the game, you just come over to this gate, you hit E, and you can either do a story, you can do free play, or you can do co-op. Now, when you do co-op, you have to choose between, hey, am I going to host the game or am I going to join the game? They only have 2-player co-op, so for example, if I was going to host a game and invite like Addie to play or whatever, I would go host, and then it would start, and then it would give an invite code for her to put in when she joins, and then she can join up with me. It'll appear right here, and then we both have to ready up, and then the game begins. So pretty simple stuff, and you can copy and paste this right here and give it to her in Discord or whatever, in your live stream, whatever, wherever you're putting it, so someone can join you. So you have a map here, you have 3 different maps. Okay, it has 3 different maps that you can unlock. But we're just going to go ahead and play the story mode here, guys, for right now. And it says you need to be sharp. Now that you've been humbled, try focusing on upgrades that will help you survive, or maybe doing more damage in that same idea. Trying to survive for 20 minutes. You see I'm on chapter 2 here. We're going to do 2,500 damage in a run. And we've already done that. So we're going to go ahead and just continue to play here. And I have not even made it close to the 20 minutes that, you know, the big challenge here. So when we play, it's all auto attack. You just kind of point your cursor, or if you're using a controller, you just kind of aim your character wherever you're wanting to hit. And then you'll start picking up some different options, like all these VS type games. I kind of look for the ones that don't have a negative trait. So, you know, unless they're really worth it or whatever, 15% pickup range for minus 5% luck, that might be worth it. But I feel like doing more damage and a 20% chance of applying fire damage from weapons sounds a little bit cooler. So let's go ahead and do that one. Start kind of getting a different attack going here. We're doing fire damage now, as you can see. And then you pick up all these little red droplets of blood, I guess it is, for your experience. Let's go ahead and do the fire shard here. The game runs really smoothly if you're playing single player, or if you're doing, you know, if you're hosting a game. It's when you join a co-op game that things start to get a little bit not so smooth, if you would. Yeah, a little bit laggy. I know Addie was hosting and I was trying to connect to her and I was just lagging all over the place. And my internet's running really good. Like, I'm not losing any frames trying to stream or anything like that. She was noticing a little less lag, I think, than I was when she connected to me. But she was still, her game wasn't nearly as responsive as if she was just playing a single-player game. So I feel like we played, there's not a whole lot of VS games that offer co-op, but I feel like we played Vampire Survivors, Addie, is that right? In Vampire Survivors, I don't feel like there was nearly as much lag on whoever was the person joining the other. Yeah. Are you talking, Addie?
It's cutting in and out, I'm sorry.
Yeah, her Discord's giving her fits tonight.
Yeah, I apologize. But yeah, it was given a little bit of lag. Not, like you said, it's not, it wasn't major, but that's something that needs to be fixed, definitely. I mean, because the whole sell of it was co-op.
Yeah. Just wasn't too impressed with the co-op, even if I was on her side and I wasn't experiencing as much game lag as when I tried connecting to her. There are some little issues I feel like the developers could change about this game that would make it much more enjoyable. So the first thing, I think the first thing that I would change with this game would be, like right here, I could use just a little hop. I want to be able to hit the spacebar and do a little jump. A lot of these VS games do allow you to kind of do a little dash, if you would, or a jump. And I feel like that would go so far in this game to making this game more enjoyable, and also kind of helping you avoid death quite as quickly. I don't know, they'd have to balance it to make sure you're not OP, but I just feel like being able to dodge is another aspect of these games that adds a lot of fun to the game. So even if they had to add more mobs or make the mobs do more damage or whatever to give us the ability to jump, I just feel like that would it would make us feel better. It would make the game more fun to play. And just a little dash, obviously with a 15-second cooldown or whatever you want it to be. Again, balance it out. But just being able to do a little dash every 15 or 20 seconds, maybe even every 10 seconds, whatever, would be, that could be another upgrade where, your dash cooldown is, goes down by 0.5 seconds or whatever. Maybe that's an upgrade you can buy. So you start off at a 20-second dash cooldown, and through the upgrades there in your starting city or whatever, you can upgrade it. So pretty soon it's only a 15-second cooldown. That would just be something else you could upgrade, and something else that I think would add more fun to the game. Another big thing that I saw when we were playing co-op is when I died. If I was playing with Addie and when I died, she'd be running around trying to survive herself and then trying to revive me. I like the revive, the way you revive. You basically have to go within a big circle close to the person you're trying to revive, and you have to, the bubble fills out from the inside out, and you kind of have to wait there for like 8 or 10 seconds or whatever it is before you can revive them. So I like the way that works. The problem with the dying and waiting for a revive is when I died, I was just sitting there looking at my own character, and Addie might have been on the other side of the screen or at a different part, and I couldn't see what she was doing. So for the co-op, I feel like this isn't even an option, I don't feel like, for the developers. They need to make it so that if you die in co-op, you get to spectate your partner and until you're revived. So nobody wants to sit there and look at their dead character laying on the ground when their friend is, fighting all these mobs. For fuck's sake, give us the ability to spectate our friend and, cheer him on or whatever. And this game doesn't have that. So because this game is lacking in co-op, there's lag when you're the person joining, and, it doesn't have a good ability when you die and you can't even spectate your friend, I feel like that's a no-go for me. So yeah, I mean, the game has co-op, but honestly, I think I would just rather play a better done Vampire Survivors game and play solo than to play co-op in this game. As much fun as co-op can be, it just doesn't work that well yet. And making it so you can spectate your friend if you're dead would go a long ways. And I don't know if they can do anything to kind of improve the connection. But like I said, we played Fantasy Survivors before. And Fantasy Survivors, I just feel like it does a better job of the peer-to-peer connection. It's the same type of connection where one person hosts and one person joins. But I never experienced the kind of lag that I experienced when I was trying to connect to Addie. And I know that's based on a whole bunch of different variables, like maybe her internet connection, my internet connection, different things like that. But I just feel like it works better in other peer-to-peer connection type games like this. So there are a good variety of mobs. There are buildings that you kind of have to dodge out. You've got big bosses, as we see the one here. You've got your power-ups. You have your breakables where you can find stuff to heal you. A lot of this game is really well done. The problem with this game is it's made in a genre that is way oversaturated right now, and there's just too much competition. There are just too many Vampire Survivor-like games that I would rather play, honestly, than play this. So, I mean, I have like 80 of these games right now. I'll probably have 80 of these VS games. And I know most normal people aren't going to have 80 VS games, but honestly, there's like 8 or 10 of these games that I would rather play right now that are just more fun than this game is. I would rather play Army of Ruin. I would rather play Horde Hunters. Horde Hunters is one of my favorite little VSN games. It's more cartoony, but the depth is just so much more than most of these VS games have. If you guys haven't played Horde Hunters yet, Horde Hunters is an amazing little game. It's only $3.99 regular price in US dollars. It's almost half the price of this game, and it's 10 times deeper than what this game offers. At least 10 times deeper. It just offers so much more depth, and there's just so many of these VS games I'd rather play than this one. So it's not that this is a bad game, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's just in a very competitive, oversaturated genre, and there's just better choices for your money than what we have here. So if there were only like 3 VS games on Steam, I would probably keep this. But as it is, guys, with the competition in the VS genre and with the lacking like co-op and stuff like that in this game, I'm going to have to refund this game. I'll give it a thumbs up, I guess, if you're really desperate, you really like the looks of this game, and you don't want to look at better done VS games like Soul Stone Survivors, Horde Hunters. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is a better game, I feel like, than this. Much better game, in my opinion. Again, it's not that this is a bad game. It's just that there are so many better options out there than there is for this for the money. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give this game... Overall, I'm going to give this game close to an 8. I'm going to give it a 7.9 out of 10. And that's not a bad score for an early access game that just launched. I mean, 7.9 is not a bad score, but there is just better options. There's VS games that are over a 9 out there, and I would much rather play those. So for me, this is a refund. But for some people that maybe really like the looks of this, or that want to support this game, then maybe this, is a higher score than a 7.6 for you. But for me, this is not 7.6, 7.9. But I have like 8 or 10 games that are close to a 9 out of 10 or better, and I'm just probably never going to play this one, to be honest. So for this, guys, it's 7.9. I guess it's a recommend, but it's something that I just won't play because I have so many better options out there. So be sure you comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I am pretty honest about this kind of stuff, and some people might be very happy with this game even at a 7.9, even if they agreed with me on the score, because that's still a good deal, especially for $7. But if you are like me and you agree that there's better options available in the VS genre on Steam, then you might want to spend both your time and money playing one of those instead of this. So this game is early access. I would just like to go ahead and let you know that, and it has a big development team. So I'm sure this game will get better, and maybe we'll reevaluate this game in another year from now. The problem is that in another year from now, there's probably going to be, 6 or 10 more really good VS games out there that this game's competing against. So, will it hold up in a year? I don't know. I guess it depends on how much the developers add to this game. Again, things I'd like to see from the development team is maybe more optimization done to the co-op. Allow the person that gets downed in co-op to spectate his partner while he's down instead of looking at his dead body for 10 minutes. And then also add the ability to do a quick dash in this game. I just think those changes would make a big difference in this game. So that's my suggestions for the developers of this game. Otherwise, you've done good work. You've just made a game in a very oversaturated VS type genre. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Zaxxer 9. We'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.